Hey Bat fans, welcome back to the channel on this rainy Southern California day. As promised, I want to upload a video of the Batwing hanging from my ceiling and the process that I took to hang it here. It was very simple, super easy, and I'm not even handy at all. Big shout out to my dad and my oldest brother who came over to help me put it up. There's a couple drawbacks, which I'll get into, but overall I'm very happy with this look, and doesn't have to take up any shelf space or wall space for that matter. So starting off, use two hooks that you can get at any hardware store or even Amazon. They're rated for about 50 pounds each. And again, the Batwing is only 30 pounds, so they're plenty strong. I used a magnet to find studs in the ceiling. And I drilled a small hole where each magnet was, and then screwed these in by hand. And once it got tough, because it's going into wood, I just used pliers to finish twisting them up. I don't recommend going into drywall because, again, this collectible is pretty valuable. It's definitely one of my favorites in the whole collection, and it's also my biggest collectible I own. So once the hooks are in studs in the ceiling, I use this metal wire, which you can also get at most hardware stores, and it's rated for 90 pounds. And what I did is wrap it around the bar. You can kind of see in the gap. And unfortunately, the wires cause this gap. This is one of the drawbacks. But there's a metal bar that goes from one wing all the way to the other to keep these from sagging over time. And so far, so good. It's doing really well. But I basically wrapped the wire around the metal bar and then back up to the hooks. And it only took a few minutes, probably 10 minutes for the whole thing. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. Not too bad at all. And again, I'm not very handy, but this is something I think most people would be able to do with help, because it's big and unwieldy. Even though it's not too heavy, it's just kind of hard to handle with one person, especially when you're lifting it up on a ladder. So I definitely recommend at least 2 to 3 people if you're going to do this. But I'm pretty happy with the overall outcome. So getting into the drawbacks, it does create a gap in the wings, which you can see. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. So there's a gap because of the wires. And if a collector wanted, they could probably Dremel out a little gap for the wires, but I think it's not a huge issue for me, so I'm probably going to leave it. So there's a gap on the left wing and the gap on the right wing. Probably 1/8 of an inch, a little further in the back actually, because of the angle. So one drawback again is the gap in the wings. I do like the angle that it's at. I'm happy with it, although I wish it was a little bit more level maybe, and I might end up putting some weights on the back of the jet, the Batwing, to level it out a little bit. It's a little bit front heavy, so that's one minor issue. And then the other issue is getting it plugged in. So I did buy, somebody on my last video recommended Amazon. I got a 6-foot extension for the power cable, and it works great. I got it yesterday, but I don't like having the wire go all the way up the wall. And I'm not super into the light features. I'm glad it's got them, but to me, I just like the way it looks hanging here. I might plug it in from time to time, but I don't want that wire coming out unless I hit it behind the wall. Maybe someday in the future. But yeah, just for transparency reasons, yeah, so the wire is one issue, the cable, unless you don't mind it going all the way from the floor to ceiling. And then again, would be a big issue I could see for a lot of collectors is the gaps in the wings. I know it's not what it was designed to look, but to me it still looks great. I'll show from further out. Very happy with how this turned out. So you can see the Batwing is about 4 feet long, and it takes up quite a bit of space in the upper area of my room. But again, this way, it doesn't take up any wall space. because I do plan on putting all my Batmobiles on this wall in module spaces. And I didn't want it sitting on my desk because it would take up the entire thing. So feel free to hit me up with any other questions or comments. I know this isn't going to be for everybody. And I've seen some people on the Jazz Inc. Facebook page talk about mounting it with a TV stand or a TV mount, which is cool. I don't know how they would be able to do it myself, but one person actually posted today and that looked like a very viable option. That would be pretty cool too. But I think both ways look great. You let me know what you think. And if you contact Jazz Inc. on the website, you just shoot them an email. You could put yourself on the wait list if anybody still wants this. There's still I think a decent chance of getting it. It's space is a big issue for collectors and also the price of this thing. So I know some people are canceling. My Batmobile cases for Module Space should be here soon, so I'll be posting another video after I get them all put together. Again, this is the 1989 Batwing from jazzincdioramas.com. A licensed company when it comes to Batman stuff. Please feel free, again, to hit me up with any questions. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. Thanks for looking.